Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. I'm here with Wolfie, and this is just general share advice and not personal advice. Wolfie, I'm sort of relieved. I'm relieved that they come out and said it's not aliens.
Well, yeah, I know, because I know there's conspiracy theorists. It's probably aliens being there's invasion coming through.
Well, you never know. You never know, because I think they've been in Wolverhampton for years, running around the Manda Centre. There's some weird-looking people there, I tell you, where I grew up. But which is good news. That's something to cheer. And I think the market was up last night. Was that because they're not aliens, or?
Yeah, possibly. And I think also probably the conspiracy realized that the actual Earth is not flat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's a big positive.
That is a big positive. So Wolfie, it has not been a good day for announcements.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. And then, Dave, we'll go through the bads, right? We'll go through the bad first, because let's get that out of the way.
All right.
It just hasn't been a great week for some announcements, I have to say. The only one I really liked was car sales, and that seems to be going okay today. So that's a good thing. But look, let's go through some of these announcements that haven't been great. So let's start with Ansell's. That was a downgrade for Ansell's in that space of healthcare slash post-COVID type stuff. That doesn't augur well for some of the other stocks in this space. So you got to be very, very worried here. If I was in this for a long-term type story, I'm rethinking my strategy here, because these particular numbers did not inspire any confidence whatsoever.
But tell me, why is Ansell's doing so badly? Because they've still got a little bit of the the gloves. They still got a bit of the COVID, good for COVID. I mean,
not as good as they thought that it's going to be. They've actually, what's dragged them down was the healthcare part of it. So I'm really worried, Dave.
Okay, it's not a good sign. Obviously, this is a sort of business that's going to get their margins absolutely squeezed in this environment.
Yeah, exactly. So costs going up, all these little things have conspired to make Ansell look not great in this. Look, it's while it's probably, you can say it's valued okay. I tell you what, on the numbers like this, on a downgrade, you've got to get out. Remember, Dave, first rule of investment. If you've got a downgrade, get out, because there's a big possibility, great chance there's going to be more of these coming.
And I just want to have a look at the charts. So what has the charts told us? It started to swing, but it couldn't get above resistance. Big red candle 3 weeks ago. The writing was on the wall, Wolf. This is why the Cincinnati system is invaluable to us, right? As long as you follow it. And again, Temple and Webster, issues galore, but you know what, again, look at it, could never get through the trend, right? Could never get through the trend line. Big down 18%. I'm sorry, it looks like it's going to go down to $3. Again, saved by the charts. The charts always saving us, Wolf.
But what a disaster, Dave. They were trying to muscle in on Bunnings space in a do it your home, right? What a disaster that's been. They've quietly gone, no, it's not going to work. We're getting it out. Oh my Lord! I tell you what, this is, again, you definitely get out of this.
And again, I think we had someone ask us on Ask the Analyst Live, and we just said no. Sometimes maybe a CSL, you can buy it if it just pokes its head above water, but not this story. It's in the wrong sector. It just needs to do more. And again, just a little bit of, it stuck its head above water, just have a breathe, but the stock was drowning and it's back drowning again, and down she goes. And again, you'd be getting out of this one as fast as you could.
100%.
Again, SWM, and this has been a difficult one, Wolf, because it's not expensive, right?
It's cheap. It's cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap. And we've had this view, maybe a monthly chart, as long as it sort of doesn't break 40, if you took that long-term view. But I'll tell you what, that announcement, you've had enough.
Yeah, he didn't give me enough. He didn't give me the heebie-jeebie saying, this is going to be good. I think that we're fairly cautious there. Not much clarity as well moving forward, so that there was not much visibility. I tell you what, I think you just got to let it go and revisit it back in, say, 12 months time.
And Wolf, again, let's have a look
Go
at
for some of the good, better stuff now.
Yeah, so again, a good announcement, and this looks like it could maybe go back and retest that $8. But this is a stock that has been trending, did poke its head up, right? I think that candle, you see that red candle, I would have got out. But you know what? Good announcement. It's recovered a little bit. If that's looking good by the end of the week, Wolf, that's one I'd be very interested in buying again.
Yeah, however, I would not be getting into this. Fundamentally, it needs to do way for me. I mean, the actual results were mixed, right? There was some real terrible stuff in there. There's some good stuff. I think what it saved today was the reiteration of its guidance. That's what got it saved today. But speaking of that, I think it's just got too many moving parts for me. I'm not a super keen fan of CGF.
That's fine.
There will be some things that work for it in this market and some things that won't work for it in this market. So for me,
fundamentally, it's a no for you.
Yeah, no.
Okay, technically, like I said, you've got to wait to see where it is by the end of the week. And ideally, you've got a little bit of resistance at 750. If it was above there, then possibly it could go and there could be a little trade on it. But really, by the end of the week, Wolf. But at least it reaffirmed guidance.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a positive.
It's a cheer, yes, by the markets.
CSL, how did they report?
Look, I was nervous, of course, because I remember they had a really big green candle. I was pretty confident it's going to release a pretty good result. The result was good. It wasn't as good as I thought it might come up with, but it was good enough for me to say this is still a hold if you got into that green candle, because again, they reiterated the guidance, and I can see the green shoots getting bigger, right? So from that point of view, I think they sort of were quite cautious in their assessments. And potentially in the next 6 months, they should perform better. So for me, hold. It's decent result.
All right, for the long term, it's LYC, Wolfie. Again, this one sort of, okay, it's up a little bit. It's still struggling. It's looking very sideways, isn't it? A little bit mixed, I gather.
Look, earlier this week there was a commentary, I think, out of Malaysia saying that the licenses are under pressure, and they can't get what they want to do in Malaysia. So the market really punished it this week. And today they come up with saying Malaysia has given them another 3 years of operation, right? So they've extended their processing. However, one of the key things they wanted Malaysia to give them was processing of lanthanide, which they didn't. So I suppose they back to where they started pretty much, where they want to get this extra bit of processing done in Malaysia, which they originally signed up for when they went into Malaysia, but over the last 3 years, they haven't been able to do that. And that's continuation of that. So for me, that's going to be problematic. That's the risk you take, right? With Lynas, Malaysia, there's risks in there for sure. But I think they are looking to expand production. They still can process stuff in Malaysia. They're expanding here in Australia as well. So it's still a decent long-term story, but not without risks, of course. And this is just another little reminder. It's not a perfect story.
And apparently there's sort of been a whole song written.
Was there? I don't know.
Well, it's
by the Malaysians, was there?
Yeah, it's Claude sent something. I mean, I'll try and bring it.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see the song, but I know that there's definitely voices in Malaysia opposing.
Yo, name we in Kuantan.
This one.
For our Commonwealth friend. Name we Fort Linus.
Oh my God, sorry. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, take that off. Sorry, Wolf. Oh my God, I didn't realize there was rude language on that. Sorry about that.
There goes, people think that we do our due diligence. No, we don't.
But it's not good. That is terrible. It's not good them making songs.
No, but there's always been a small minority in there, pretty loud and, making a lot of noise. So nothing's changed there. Nothing's changed. And they're quite powerful, right? They've got probably peeps up there in the top where, it's obviously not letting them do what they want to do.
Anyway, apologize to the people for that language from the video, but it was, I should have listened to it before I played it. I didn't even know anyway, say la vie. Next question, WR1.
Let's move on.
WR1.
All right, so look, some drilling results for the next two. So WR1, PM2, so PMT, both in Canada looking for lithium. The WR1 results were okay. Not as good as maybe I wanted to see, right? And definitely, I still think PMT's results are better overall. But PMT released some results from another part of their project that they've got. I'm not sure the difference. I think it was maybe 4 kilometers between the two. So there was more interest potentially linking the 4 or 5 different outcrops of lithium together, which is quite interesting, right? So it's too expensive for me, right? PMT, but definitely still coming up with some very interesting results, both of them.
And so the sell down on PMT a little bit by the rumor, sell the fact.
Yeah, I think so. I 100%, Dave. And the people, I suppose, maybe they were just so bullish on this, expecting some crazy results. There weren't crazy results, but at least there were results that said there is definitely more lithium around along the trend line that they're looking at.
Right. And let's have a look at one story that it's had a good move today. So it must be SGF.
Yes.
Fleet.
Yeah, I'm going to leave this one to you technically, of course, because that could potentially by the end of the week look like a trade, right? Fundamentally, they come out with some good results. I don't like the company fundamentally because it's just not my cup of tea, fleets management and so on, right? So from that point of view, good results in a difficult market. They did say in that there were cost pressures, wages. They're trying to find workers which they can't. So there's a lot of issues in there. However, they're navigating through that pretty well. That's why the market's rewarding them for the results they've come up with. I'm just not 100% convinced with this story, Dave. So I'm going to leave that to see how it probably trades into the week. But a nice reaction by the market today.
Yeah, but just a little bit too risky to buy.
Yeah, for sure. You can see there's not much really to get excited about today.
No, there isn't. I apologize for that, and for that reason, we're going to have no trades. But good to see, the general market is good to see Microsoft, a little hot stock from 2 weeks ago, still going on and moving, Wolf. But I'm just going to have a general look and look at the general markets. It's good to see the Nasdaq, the tech stocks are holding above trend. And we're talking about this. You're very happy. I know you are where it is at the moment. If you could just do a little bit more, jump over that sort of 12,000 level, possibly, Wolfie, those tech stocks in our market could start moving. And, those sort of stories that we're looking at, the sort of XROs of the world, right, that are just struggling to get above trend, maybe that could be the catalyst for them to go on with it. And again, obviously SQ2, which was a sell last week, well, maybe that can again get back over trend and can recover. And I suppose one of your stories like ALU, which is actually tracking quite nicely, could go on with it. So we really do need to see that. I think if that Nasdaq can have another strong move, it would be great. And equally, when you look at our market, I mean, there's the SGO. I mean, really, I do think it looks like we're going to track lower over the next few weeks. But at the end of the day, it doesn't look too bad, does it?
No.
Near record highs and.
I think that, Dave, there's a problem here where if these companies keep reporting like they have been, we're probably going to get back down to 7,200, right? Because so far it's been pretty poor, apart maybe for 1 or 2 companies. But usually these ones that have reported are notoriously pretty all over the shop anyway. So let's hope for better times ahead with the next couple of weeks.
Wolf, the crazy thing when you look at our market, if you actually look at the ASX 300, most of the stocks are in a downtrend and looking pretty weak. I mean, our XJO is really helped by the banks, which are doing reasonably well, right? And resources, Rio Tinto, BHP,
yes.
And so it's not really a fair reflection of the true story because a lot of people don't hold a few stocks; they hold a sort
basket of stocks, yeah,
a basket. So anyway, on that note, I'd like to say thank you, Wolfie. Always brilliant. And
now, 2 things tonight, right? We got the CPI numbers, which is very, very important. Now, it's going to probably say we're going to go up or we're going to go down. I mean, Dave, I know I'm a genius, but the CPI numbers tonight are very, very important and potentially a very, very strong catalyst one way or the other. So we're going to be watching that. The other thing is tonight we've got Ask the Analyst. So please join us for that because we need to talk stocks.
Well, yeah, I'm nervous about these tonight, Wolf. Honestly, you're looking at America looks pretty good. I don't see inflation coming down much, and I don't see it coming down much here in Australia either, to be honest with you. And I think these interest rates could go a lot higher. it's yeah, gotta certainly it's
Stronger for
scary.
longer. I think that's probably the motto at the moment, isn't it? The inflation, unfortunately.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, even my wife comes in and she says the cost of you know, the powder you put in the for clean your clothes. That's
Yes, yes.
it's like double.
I'm
Omo.
surprised she uses like powder. I thought you'd go to the river and do it on a piece of rock.
Well, we will next week. I'll tell you. I'll tell her we're going back to the old-fashioned ways. I'm going to tell her. But it's like, I don't know. I think she buys Omo. It is, and I don't know about. I'm not trying to advertise Omo, by the way. It's not like, although it's very clean, my shirt, isn't it?
Yes.
But she's saying it's so expensive. It's crazy.
No, it is. The inflation's still around for sure. So numbers tonight, a super Q reported. So if you're looking to trade, be careful. Probably, when you look at the market, when you look at what's coming up tonight, I probably would not be buying anything. I'm probably just waiting to see what happens.
All right. Tonight live, join us.
Yes, please.
All right. See you. Bye-bye. Take care.
See you guys.